जग तो अंधकार है, इससे तू निकल, ज्ञान का प्रकाश कर, मूढ़ मन संभल.
We are here at for the boarding's Havan. Those who are here, they can join with us. Carefully walk in. You don't walk ahead of the top because you got another dog food there.
निमीले प्रोहितं यज्ञस्थितं उधारत्रधादमं इत्थं प्रतापं समर्पयामः. ओम अधिदेन मन्यस्व ओम सरस्वतेन मन्यस्व ओम देवतविदप्सुवा ओम गणानान्त्वा गणपतिं ववामहे कविं वत्समं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पते आरसन्नो दिवसे दधा. ओम क्लीं गणपते वरवरद सर्वज वसमानय आहा. ओम ह्रीं क्लीं क्लां वरवरद सर्वजनं मे वसमानय स्वाहा. महागणपति कृपाकटाक्ष सिद्धिरस्तु. ओम त्र्यंबकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनात् भृत्योर्मुक्षे जमामृता स्वाहा. ओम त्र्यंबकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनात् भृत्योर्मुक्षे जमामृता स्वाहा. ओम त्र्यंबकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनात् भृत्योर्मुक्षे जमामृता स्वाहा. ओम गणाम्बिकायै विद्महे महातपायै धीमहि तन्नो गौरी प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा. ओम कात्यायनाय विद्महे कन्याकुमारी धीमहि तन्नो दुर्गी प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा. ओम नारायणाय विद्महे वासुदेवाय धीमहि तन्नो विष्णु प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा. ओम महादेव्यै च विद्महे विष्णुपत्न्यै च धीमहि तन्नो लक्ष्मी प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा. ओम वज्रनखाय विद्महे तीक्ष्णदंष्ट्राय धीमहि तन्नो नारसिंह प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा. ओम उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखं नृसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्युं नमाम्यहं स्वाहा. ओम उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखं नृसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्युं नमाम्यहं स्वाहा. ओम उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखं नृसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्युं नमाम्यहं स्वाहा. ओम ब्रह्मा मुरारे त्रिपुरान्धकारी भानुर्जसि भूमिसुतो बुधश्च गुरुश्च शुक्रः शनिराहु केतवः सर्वे गृहाः शान्तिकरा भवन्तु स्वाहा. ओम भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा. ओम भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा. ओम भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा. सुकृति संयोज्य ओम ध्यानिकानि च पापानि जन्मान्तरकृतानि च तानि विनश्यन्ति प्रदक्षिण पदे पदे. बोली श्री यज्ञेश्वरी यज्ञ नारायण यज्ञेश्वरी भगवती की.
श्रीवल्लभ श्रीनाथ भजो राधे गोविंदा. वल्लभ श्रीनाथ भजो राधे गोविंदा. वल्लभ श्रीनाथ भजो राधे गोविंदा. पंढरी नानाथ भजो राधे गोविंदा. पंढरी नानाथ भजो राधे गोविंदा. वल्लभ श्रीनाथ भजो राधे गोविंदा वल्लभ श्रीनाथ भजो राधे गोविंदा द्वारिकानाथ भजो राधे गोविंदा द्वारिकानाथ भजो राधे गोविंदा वल्लभ श्रीनाथ भजो राधे गोविंदा वल्लभ श्रीनाथ भजो राधे गोविंदा तुकाराम न विठ्ठल भजो राधे गोविंदा विठ्ठल विठ्ठल विठ्ठला विठ्ठल विठ्ठल विठ्ठला पांडुरंग विठ्ठला विठ्ठल विठ्ठल विठ्ठला तुकाराम न विठ्ठल भजो राधे गोविंदा वल्लभ श्रीनाथ भजो राधे गोविंदा वल्लभ श्रीनाथ भजो राधे गोविंदा राधे 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 गोविंदा गोविंद राधे 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 गोविंदा नरसीना सावरिया राधे गोविंदा नरसीना सावरिया राधे गोविंदा वल्लभ श्रीनाथ भजो राधे गोविंदा पंढरीनाथ भजो राधे गोविंदा राधे 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 गोविंदा वल्लभ श्रीनाथ भज राधे गोविंदा
वल्लभ श्रीनाथ भजो राधे गोविंदा. Yeah, it's okay.
राधे 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 राधे
राधे गोविंदा
नरसीना सावरिया
राधे गोविंदा
मीरा ना श्याम भजो
राधे गोविंदा
वल्लभ
नाथ भजो राधे गोविंदा
पंढरीनाथ भजो
राधे गोविंदा
वल्लभ श्रीनाथ भजो राधे गोविंदा वल्लभ श्रीनाथ भजो राधे गोविंदा राधे गोविंदा राधे गोविंदा सीता नाराम भजो राधे गोविंदा राधे 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 राधा ना श्याम भजो राधे गोविंदा राधा ना श्याम भजो राधे गोविंदा वल्लभ श्रीनाथ भजो राधे गोविंदा वल्लभ श्रीनाथ राधे गोविंद राधे राधे राधे
गाय भाई गाय गाय.
हाँ जी राधे गोविंदा राधे गोविंद भजो राधे गोविंदा राधे गोविंद भजो राधे.
Is what?
द्वारिकानाथ भजो राधे गोविंद
Oh yes.
द्वारिकानाथ भजो
Is there an English translation to it? That's not the one I said to him.
वल्लभ श्री
I sent him a different one.
भजो राधे गोविंद वल्लभ श्रीनाथ भजो राधे.
Here, this is the one I said. Look, Parvati.
वल्लभ श्रीनाथ
This
भजो राधे. जगन्नाथ नाथ भजो राधे गोविंदा वल्लभ
that's all.
श्रीनाथ भजो
You can get it up on the board? Vallabha
राम न विठल भजो राधे
Radhe
गोविंदा
Govinda.
तुलसी
Look, can you get it
नाम
on the board there?
भजो राधे गोविंदा
Perfect.
राधे राधे राधे
Radhe Radhe Govinda.
राधे 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 गोविंदा
I would like to start with this word, Sanskrit. Can you type it in? Can you do it? Can you? Okay, I understand. Sanskrit effect. E-F-F-E-C-T, effect. Sanskrit effect. That's it. If you can do it, if you can manage it, if you can't. We are broadcasting from Vishnu Mandir this morning. ठीक है? We are broadcasting from Vishnu Mandir this morning, and we hope you join with us in prayers. And hopefully this will bring peace and love to everyone. Asangoham, 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 punah punah.
Asangoham, 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 punah punah.
Satchidananda-rupoham,
Satchidananda rupoham.
ahameva
Ahameva hamavyaya.
As we are coming up to Guru Purnima, this is what the Guru teaches us. That this body is not you, but you are that inner Atma, that soul. This is what the Guru teaches us, and that is why he's called Guru. Guru Surya Chandra Guru hai.
Guru Surya hai, Chandra Guru hai.
Guru Surya hai, Chandra Guru hai.
Guru Surya hai, Chandra Guru hai.
Guru hai Pura Prakash.
Guru hai Purna Prakash.
Who is the Guru? The Guru is light. Purna Prakash. On Wednesday, as we pray to our Guruji, in whatever form you have adapted him in, you ask that may he always give you, be that Purna Prakash for you. Guru Surya hai, Chandra Guru hai.
Guru Surya hai, Chandra Guru hai.
I wish you all would follow me when I'm saying instead of watching back. Guru Surya hai, Chandra Guru hai.
Guru Surya hai,
Chandra Guru hai. Guru hai Pura Prakash.
Guru hai Purna Prakash.
Let us imagine all our gurus now in this beautiful moment. Guru Surya hai, Chandra Guru hai.
Guru Surya hai, Chandra Guru hai.
Guru hai Pura Prakash.
Guru hai Purna Prakash.
चरणों में मिलता है, गुरु के चरणों में मिलता है, तन मन को उल्लास।
गुरु सूर्य है, चंद्र गुरु है, गुरु है पूर्ण प्रकाश।
गुरुर ब्रह्मा गुरुर विष्णु. This prayer means your guru represents Brahma, your guru represents Vishnu, your guru represents all the devas. And when I bow to my guru, I bow to all these deities. This is what it is. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha.
गुरु सूर्य है, चंद्र गुरु है, गुरु है पूर्ण प्रकाश।
Imagine Hanuman is your guru, Lord Shiva is your guru. And then you say, Na dharmanishthosmi na cha atmavedi,
न धर्मनिष्ठोऽस्मि न
na
चात्मवेदी,
bhaktiman tva charararavindam akincha ananya gatisharanya tvatpadamulam sharanam prapadyam.
गुरु सूर्य है, चंद्र गुरु है,
Guru Surya hai, Chandra Guru hai.
गुरु सूर्य है, चंद्र गुरु है।
ध्यानमूलं गुरुर्मूर्ति पूजामूलं गुरुपदं मन्त्रमूलं गुरुवाक्यं. What it says? Mantramulam guruvakyam mokshamulam guru kripa. The word of your guru will take you to that dham of Shanti, Shanti Dham. So we say it one more time. Dhyanamulam Gurur Murti Puja Mulam Gurur Padam. Worship the feet of the Guru. Mantra Mulam Gurur Vakyam Moksha Mulam Guru Kripa.
सूर्य है, चंद्र गुरु है, गुरु है पूर्ण प्रकाश।
सर्वेषां स्वस्तिर्भवतु
सर्वेषां स्वस्तिर्भवतु
सर्वेषां शान्तिर्भवतु
सर्वेषां शान्तिर्भवतु
सर्वेषां पूर्णं भवतु सर्वेषां मङ्गलं भवतु
गुरु सूर्य है चंद्र गुरु है
गुरु है पूर्ण प्रकाश Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala
कृष्ण गोविंद गोविंद गोपाला
Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala
कृष्ण गोविंद गोविंद गोपाला
Krishna Murali Manohar Nandalala
कृष्ण मुरली मनोहर नंदलाला
Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala गाइए सब कोई भाव से
गोविंद गोविंद गोपाला
Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala
कृष्ण गोविंद गोविंद गोपाला
Krishna Murali Manohar Nandalala
कृष्ण मुरली मनोहर नंदलाला
Krishna Murali Manohar Nandalala
कृष्ण मुरली मनोहर नंदलाला
Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala
कृष्ण गोविंद गोविंद गोपाला
This is a happy time. We are praying to the Lord. We should be happy. We should be joyful. We should be elated. We should forget our little difficulties. When we go back, we'll face them. And we'll ask Krishna to help us. Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala.
कृष्ण गोविंद गोविंद गोपाला
Krishna Murali Manohar Nandalala.
कृष्ण मुरली मनोहर नंदलाला
Krishna Murali Manohar Nandalala
कृष्ण मुरली मनोहर नंदलाला
Lala Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala
कृष्ण गोविंद गोविंद गोपाला
Krishna Murali Manohar Nandalala
कृष्ण मुरली मनोहर नंदलाला
Krishna Murali Manohar Nandalala
कृष्ण मुरली मनोहर नंदलाला
it not be nice if we have given up the judgment of the world, home, looking for food, looking for beautiful clothes, looking for beautiful cars, looking for what we should not be looking for, and enjoy the bliss of the Lord? Would it not be a beautiful thing? But how many of us have that feeling that this is the joy of the world? What we like in this world is short time excitement. Short time excitement. For a little while, you get excited. Ha! Then the excitement goes. With that excitement comes lots of anxiety sometimes, lots of difficulty sometimes. But we have been brought up to have what is known as short-time excitement and to understand, like what we were saying this morning, Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala. Put our hearts into the hands of Krishna. Let us feel Him. When you go to pray to Him, your prayer don't have to be long, but what your prayer has to be intense. And when that intensity is there, you'll be surprised how the joy emanates from within your heart when the intensity is there. We usually don't put that effect into the Lord's Prayer. We feel that, we say, Shantakaram, Bhujagasainam, Padmanabham, Suresha, Vishwan, and your mind is all over the place. No. Pray for 5 minutes. My humble advice, pray for 5 minutes, but pray intensely. Pray as if there's no other thing but the Lord to you. So you must pray. With that intense feeling. पंडित जी लोग कहाँ गए हैं? Oh. So pray with that intensity that you can feel the Lord with you. This is why if we can learn 1 or 2 Sanskrit shlokas, it is so important. I will tell you how this will tie up with what I am saying. It is called the Sanskrit effect. Sanskrit effect. Research has been done on Sanskrit because Sanskrit is known as the word Sanskrit, pure language. The language in which there is no repetition of its meaning. For example, if you spell Philadelphia, Philadelphia is spelled P-H-I-L. But Philadelphia can be spelled F-I-L and still be Philadelphia. You agree with that? But in Sanskrit, it is what is written is exactly what it is. That is why the Sanskrit intonations, they have to be correct. They have to be correct. And when they are not correct, it can denote another meaning. Like Jata Jut. If you say Jata Jut, you are bringing Lord Shankar's Jata to your shoes. But if you say Jata Jyut, Jyut, Jya, Jya, Jyut, you're talking about the Ganga of his Jata. So precise is Sanskrit. Why am I telling you this? Research has been done at Harvard and all those places. And they have shown when the Sanskrit intonations and chanting, research has been done to show is a part of the brain called the cortex part of the brain. The cortex part of the brain gets thickened. There's another big long name called hippocampus. If anyone is interested, you can look it up. The hippocampus. If you remember hippopotamus, hippocampus. The hippocampus in the brains of the Vedic priests who do chanting every day, it's larger. And you will hardly ever find a priest who does Sanskrit intonation and chanting ever suffer from dementia. Why? Because the cognitive part of the brain increases. There's so much to learn about this religion. I was telling someone yesterday, while I'm preparing for today, what will I talk about? So much I've talked over the last 40 years here. I don't know, I'll be repeating myself, but yet, through Bhagwan's Kripa, something comes up, which I thought you all should know about. So Sanskrit chanting is extremely important. And it is my desire that we should have a teacher here to teach Sanskrit. We did have a teacher, he's sitting at the back there. And he taught, but people are not interested. But I would like to introduce it into our little school. I will speak to the teacher. And if we can introduce it to the little, in England, Sanskrit is being taught in some of the English schools. Yes. And you should hear these white children chanting Sanskrit shlokas. And those who are doing Sanskrit, they are excellent in their schoolwork. Why? Because the cognitive part of the brain is increased, their thinking is increased, and when the chanting comes to you, and you learn it, and how you chant, Om Tayambakam Yajamahe Sugaldhim Pushtivaradhanam Urvarukka Bivabandhanam Mrityor Mukshi Amamritaate. You will hear North Indian Pandits read it, but they will not say that at the end. Mrityor Mukshe Amamritate. That is how Shankaracharya taught this mantra. The intonation should be there because intonation is the energy in the mantra. And that increases your brain power. And when your brain power increases, you can go to the Lord, you can sit in front of Him, you can chant His holy name, and you can be absorbed in Him. Especially if you know 1-2 Sanskrit shlokas. Shantakaram is a Sanskrit shloka. If you know that, that's a Sanskrit shloka. And you can chant it every day. Vishnu Sahasranam, for who don't know, it's a very powerful, powerful prayer. You can go to your tape, and you can get it on your tape, and you can chant it. So let us all chant Shantakaram and ask that may that Lord Vishnu, the translation is there, am I right? No, the translation is not there. No. Shantakaram, to give me peace, is always shant, always calm. And that is how a spiritual person is. Calm, serene, and he always glows. He's a glowing personality. And when a spiritual person goes into a place, just like how he glows, the whole place, glows. And when he leaves, the glow leaves with him or her. Shantakaram Bhujagashainam Padmanabham Suresham Vishwadharam Gaganasadisham Meghavarnam Subhangam Lakshmi Kantam Kamalanayanam Yogi Hriday Dhyanagamyam Bande Vishnu Bhavabhayaharam Sarvaloka Kanatham Guru Surya hai Chandra Guru hai
गुरु ही पूर्ण प्रकाश
I urge you, if you want to connect with that Supreme, if you want to connect with that Supreme, try getting up. No, don't get up at 4. I know you're too lazy to get up at 4 because you look at television. You look at television all night till 12. Some of us look at soap still. I used to look at soap, Then I said, what, this is real nonsense. You can predict what's happening. I should not be doing this. But I still look at Family Feud. Anyhow, I look at Family Feud because I know what? I enjoy relaxing, entertaining, crude sometimes, but you get up in the morning not at 4 o'clock. Get up at 5 o'clock. But even 5 o'clock now is bright. 5 o'clock is bright, but that's fine. Get up at 5 o'clock. If you can withhold not going to the bathroom immediately, sit up in your bed. Adu Shantakaram Bhujagashainam Guru Surya hai Chandra Guru hai. Who's your Guru? Your Guru is God. You don't have a Guru? Fine. Take Hanuman as your Guru. Lord Shiva as your Guru. The Ramayana as your Guru. And then you will see the joy of life. So much so that when you get into this must, you feel like giving up everything. You feel like giving up house, jaidad, motor car, sab cheez. You feel like giving it up. When you're in this mood. Unfortunately, instead, we look at the world with what kind of chasma? You know what's chasma? Anybody know what's chasma, Siroj? You know what's chasma? Oh my God. Chasma is spectacles. We look through the world with vasana ka chasma. Vasana means the tendency that we have been born with to get angry, to hate, to whatever. We look to the world through those eyes. But we should look through the world with upasana chasma. Instead of vasana means the outside world. Look at upasana. When you sit there to the Guru, and the Guru talks to you, you get enlightened. There was you have to have the faith. The faith you have to have. I'll tell you a story. There was a Muslim king in Delhi. This is a true story. And there was a tailor by the name of Parmeshti. This tailor was hunchback, but no one could have sewn as beautifully as he was. But he was a devotee of Lord Jagannath. Lord Jagannath or Vishnu, same thing. Rath Yatra was about, where he is? Delhi. Where is Rath Yatra? Orissa. For those people who understand the geography of India, Orissa is very far away from Delhi. By plane, it takes you 2 to 3 hours to get there. So he's praying to Lord Jagannath every day, morning, noon, and night. Parmeshti will pray. Oh Lord Jagannath, I want nothing in this world but you. The Muslim king decided that he will send to this Hindu tailor to sew 2 pillows. And he sent lots of gold and pearls, and he explained to the tailor how, his people explained to the tailor how this pillow should be sewn. So when he started sewing the pillow, he thought, you see, when they take Lord Jagannath out from the temple, they will put him on a pillow. That's a tradition. He thought in his mind, what a beautiful pillow. This pillow should go to Lord Jagannath. Why should I waste this pillow on the king? But he sewed the pillow, completed the pillow. He looked at it. He went into a trance. I said, Lord Jagannath, you should have one of these pillows for your Rath Yatra. When he opened up his eyes, instead of 2 pillows, there was 1 pillow. Then he thought, when he goes to the king, what will he tell the king? He went to the king, and he told the king said, he brought 1 pillow for the king. The king said, I gave you enough clothing, etc., for 2 pillows. What happened to the other pillow? He said, Lord Jagannath took it. And you can do whatever you want with me, but this is the truth. The Muslim king threw him in a cell, shackled him up, etc., etc. And at night, the Lord Jagannath went, he prayed. Lord Jagannath left Orissa, came to the prison Delhi, unshackled him, and told him, Parmeshti, once I'm here, you don't have to worry. Then he went to the king's palace, and in the king's palace, the king had a dream. And he said, if you do not lose Parmeshti, I will destroy your whole kingdom. And he whipped the king, really whipped him. So when the king woke up from the dream, he thought this was a dream, but when he checked on his back, there were these whip marks. Then he realized that this was not ordinary. The long and short of it, he went and released Parmeshti, etc., etc. This is the power of the Lord. Why? Because Parmeshti had that faith in him. And when you go to pray to him, you have to have that faith. And when you have that faith, Savare Surat pe mohan dil diwana ho gaya. Savare Surat pe mohan dil diwana ho gaya. Dil diwana ho gaya. Dil diwana ho gaya. Savale surat pe mohan dil diwana ho gaya. Ek to tere naina tirche, दूसरा काजल लगा. एक तो तेरे नैन तिरछे, दूसरा काजल लगा. तीसरा नजरे मिलाना, तीसरा नजरे मिलाना, दिल दीवाना हो गया. Savale Surat pe mohan. Looking at your face, I become what? Out of this world. I become crazy. Ek to tere ho tapatale, dusara lali lagi. Ek to tere ho tapatale, dusara lali lagi. तीसरा तेरा मुस्कुराना दिल दीवाना हो गया
सावली सूरत पे मोहन दिल दीवाना हो गया
So what I told you about this morning, you forget the short, I remind you again. It is not that I have nothing else to tell you, but I know that you have forgotten what I have told you already. Don't bother about short excitements. We are brought up like that, to believe in short excitements. But short excitements have lots of pitfalls. Try to put your faith in him. Dil diwana ho gaya. Until you become what? Crazy. We forget his whole world. Because who is he? Ishavasya idam sarvam yat kinchat jagatyam jagat tena tyaktena bunjita Bhagada kasya sviddhana Ishavasya idam sarvam, the entire world. Yat kinchat jagatyam jagat, as well this static world as well as the dynamic world. Look at this translation. Is all pervaded by God. When you are in these modern days with internet, Friday was not a bad day. Friday was not a bad day when the whole internet system went down. Because at that time, you can't phone anybody. If you got Rogers internet, Wi-Fi, better yet, you can't get any Wi-Fi, no emails, etc. Then you remember the third world country, how we used to live. No radio, we had no telephones. In my house, there were no radio, there were no telephones. I went to high school. I was going to university. Still, we had no telephone. Still, we had a radio, but there was no television. And that's how we grew. But now, you ask Stage if she can do it on her phone. No way. Huh? Telephone is a part of our life. People walking down the stairs, the telephone, and boop, they fall off. Is that true? Walking across the road, so many people have been killed being on their phones. Driving on the road, people be on the phones. They can't wait to reach. Zamana badal gaya. Huh? So, Ishavasidam Sarva. We grow up, we say, there is no God. There, 4 words. There is no God. We believe that. There's many young people, there is no God. But when difficulties arise with them, they go to their parents. When the parents take them to Baba, Baba can't help himself. But he can tell them that you must do prayers. They go to the Beji, the Baba, the Guru, whatever. You go to all these people. They eventually tell you what? Kabir Doha. Kabir Doha. दुख में सुमिरन सब करे सुख करे रे को दुख में सुमिरन सब करे
सुख में करे न कोई सुख में
सुमिरन काहे को
होए कबीरा दुख काहे को हो
Just one doha would like you to learn or to listen to. ऐसे बाणे बोलिए मन का आपा खो
ऐसी वाणी बोलिए मन का आपा खोए
अपना तन शीतल करे और न को सुख होए
कबीरा और को सुख होए
Speak such words that you lose the minds. Ego, body remains composed and others find peace. ऐसे बाड़े बोले ऐसे बाड़े बोले मन का आपा खोए अपना तन शीतल करे और न को सुख होए कबीरा और न को सुख होए So, speaking about ego, when Hanumanji, when all the banners, all the monkeys had gathered together at the seashore, and they wanted someone to go to find Mother Sita in Lanka, where the big sea is in front of them. So Angad told Jamwant, I think I can go, but I don't have that energy to come back. So he said, well, what's the point? Because we want to find Mother Sita and bring back message that Jamwant said this beautiful chopai to Hanumanji. I want to pay attention to what I'm going to say. Beautiful chopai to Hanumanji. Pavana tanaya bala pavana samana. It's at Kishkinda Khan, right at the end of Kishkinda Khan. After Doha 29. Pavana tanaya bala pavana samana bodhi viveka vijnana nidhana सुनो तुमने यहाँ क्या चुप्पी साध रखी है तुम पवन के पुत्र हो और तुम्हारा बल पवन के बल के ही समान है तुम बुद्धि विवेक और विज्ञान के भंडार हो ओ हनुमान जी why are you staying so silent you are the son of the wind you are as powerful as the wind you are intelligent buddhi vivek you have understanding, discrimination, and yet you're sitting so quiet. Hanuman is sit down. He's not saying anything. Although Jamwant is saying all these things. Then Jamwant continued. Chopai.
Shri Ram Jai Jai Rama
जग माहे जो नहीं ताता होए तो पाए
हो श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम
विश्व में ऐसा कौन सा कठिन काम है जो ठेता तुमने नहीं हो सकता तुम्हारा अवतार. And so he says, what? There's nothing in this world that you cannot do, Hanumanji, and you are sitting. Hanumanji said, he doesn't say anything. What made Hanuman jump up? You know what made Hanuman jump up? This is what we have to understand when we read Ramayana. Not only Ramayana that Hanuman came, Jamwan tell him that whatever. You have to understand the meaning or the comprehension of this is that although Jamwan is describing Hanumanji, how great he is, how powerful he is, what he can do, vagara, vagara. But what? Hanumanji sits still. He's not moving. But when he said these words to him,
श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम
राम का जल गीत अवतारा राम का जल की सब अवतारा सुनत ही भय वो हिरण्याकारा सुनत ही भय वो पर्वताकारा
श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम श्री राम जय राम श्री राम जय राम.
When Jamwan said to him, Ram kaj jalagi avatara, you have been put on earth. You have been put on this earth to do the bidding of Lord Rama. When Hanumanji heard this, Surata hi bhayavo parvatakara. When Hanumanji heard this, that he's here to do the work of Sri Ram, immediately he grew his body. Atulita paradhamam hema shailabadeham daruja parakrishanum jnaninam agraganyam sakala gururidhanam vanaramadhisham raghupati priya bhaktam. He grew huge, golden, huger than our Hanumanji outside. Huge. When he heard, I am here to do the work of Sri Ram. Oh, then he said, this praise is not for me. This praise now is for the Lord Rama. He left, while Jamwan was praising him, he said nothing. When Jamwan said unto him that you are here for the what? Work of Sri Ram, that is when he let go and became huge. This tells us, my brothers and sisters, that once we are bounded by the ego, once the ego is all around us, we can't go anywhere. Bada hua to kya hua? बड़ा हुआ तो क्या हुआ, जैसे पेड़ खजूर पलथी को छाया नहीं, फल लगा अति दूर कबीरा फल लगा अति दूर बड़ा हुआ तो क्या हुआ जैसे पेड़ खजूर पलथी को छाया नहीं
फल लगाती दूर कबीरा फल लगाती दूर
Speak such words that you ऐसी बानी बोलिए मन का आप खोए. No, that's not what I just heard about. It says that how is it going again?
बड़ा हुआ सो
बड़ा हुआ तो क्या हुआ? When you are huge, then what? You are just like a date tree. The date tree is so tall that it can't give shade to anyone, and even the birds can't eat of its fruits. That's when ego has taken us over. Manusha janma durlabh hai, mile na barambar.
मानुष जन्म दुर्लभ है मिले न बारंबार
पक्का फल जो गिर पड़ा, बहुर लागे डाल कबीरा, बहुर लागे डाल. चलते चक्के देख के या कबीरा रो, चलते चक्के देख के
दिया कबीरा रोए
जो पाथन के पीछे में
साबित बचा न कोई कबीरा साबित बचा न कोई
So, Chakki, the grinding stone, Kabir look at it. What's he sorry for? The piece that goes between the Chakki, it is ground. But now and then, what happened? One pea jump out. That is the one who loves the Lord. He jump out from the Chakki, so he's not ground to the other stones. And this is what is important to the Govinda, Krishna Krishna Govinda, Govinda Gopala.
O Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala
Krishna Govinda, Govinda Gopala.
O Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala
Krishna Murali Manohara Nandalala.
O Krishna Govinda Murali Manohara
Krishna Murali Manohara Nandalala.
Krishna Murali Manohara Nandalala
Bolo!
Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala
Krishna Murali Manohara Nandalala.
O Krishna Murali Manohara Nandalala
Krishna Murali Manohara Nandalala.
O Krishna Murali Manohara Nandalala
Bolo! Krishna Govinda, Govinda Gopala.
O Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala
There is no one. You are on your own, O traveler. वह कौन है तेरा मुसाफिर जाएगा कहाँ वह कौन है तेरा मुसाफिर जाएगा कहाँ जब ले ले घड़ी भर ये छैया पाएगा कहाँ वह कौन है तेरा If we can only realize this, that we are on our own, no spouse, no brother, no son, no daughter, no grandchildren. You are on your own. वह कौन है तेरा मुसाफिर जाएगा कहाँ वह कौन है
तेरा
बीत गए दिन प्यार का पल क्षण सपना बनी वो रातें भूल गए वो तू भी भुला दे प्यार की वो मुलाकातें प्यार की वो मुलाकातें सब दूर अंधेरा सब दूर अंधेरा
मुसाफिर जाएगा कहाँ गम ले ले बड़ी पर ये छैया पाएगा कहाँ
कौन है तेरा No one is there waiting for you. कोई भी तेरी राह न देखे नैन बिछाए न कोई नैन बिछाए न कोई डर से तेरे कोई न तड़पा आँख किसी की न रोई आँख किसी की न रोई
कहे किसको तू मेरा
कहे किसको तू मेरा
मुसाफिर जाएगा कहाँ वहाँ कौन है तेरा
Nobody's looking forward for your arrival. Look at the translation. Nobody felt your pain. No one will share a tear for you. Whom can you call your own? So where will you go, O Musafir? वह कौन है तेरा So, because of this, we have to keep our angan clean. Keep our hearts clean. We clean our car. You know, there was a gentleman who was working with J.D.R. Tata. And he always loses his pen. So he says, you know, because I'm losing my pen so often, I'll buy these cheap pens and keep them. That's a cheap pens in his pocket, so when he loses it. So Tata said to him, buy the most expensive pen. I tried to let me see. So he bought the most expensive cross pen? Mm-hmm. Cross pen, gold cross pen he bought. Expensive. So whenever he writes, he saw the expensive pen. He said, oh, I can't put this on the desk. I can't put it there. Where does he put it? Jeb mein. pocket. In his pocket he puts it. Put it in his pocket. After 6 months, Tata asked him, "Where's that golden pen?" He said, right here. So, in this world, we must keep our relations like that, like gold. In this world, our friends must be like gold. Our health must be like gold, like a gold pen. Why? Because he took care of it. Our parents must be like gold. Why? Because he took care of the golden pen. Similarly, we must learn to take care of what matters to us. Because वह कौन है तेरा मुसाफिर जाएंगे कहाँ वह कौन है तेरा And because of this, we have to keep our angan clean. हमने आंगन नहीं बुहारा हमने आंगन नहीं बुहारा तुमने आंगन नहीं बुहारा कैसे आएंगे भगवान कैसे आएंगे भगवान कलमत कषाय की लगी हुई है ढेरे हर कोने कलमत कषाय की लगी हुई है ढेरे नहीं जान की किरण कहीं की हर का थिर बंधेरे आंगन चौबारा निहारा आंगन चौबारा निहारा कैसे आएंगे भगवान कैसे आएंगे भगवान on the script, please do not go up. कैसे आएंगे भगवान कैसे आएंगे भगवान कैसे आएंगे भगवान. Now last week I talked to you about gastritis. And I told you last week about, if you all remember, I told you about a bacteria. You all remember that? And the bacteria is called H. pylori. You all remember that? There's no point I talk more about it and you don't remember. You don't have it? Oh, maybe you don't have it. It was there last week. So H. pylori, it will be difficult without being projected on the screen, but this is how our temple runs, very cheaply, unfortunately. The people who are supposed to look after these things, they don't look after them, and that's why we are in this problem. Anyhow, be that as it may, you just have to listen to me today and hopefully you'll get it. I told you there was this bacteria in your stomach called H. pylori. Half of the world is affected by H. pylori. Half. Half, I told you that last week also. You all might have forgotten this. Half of the world is affected by it, but not everybody who has H. pylori gets problem from it. That's the point. But when you get a problem from H. pylori, you have to be treated for it. And the treatment is very effective. Very effective. It's a difficult treatment. Difficult to swallow it is, the pills are not very tasty and so forth. But it takes out the bacteria from your stomach. So I told you also Can you, gentlemen, is he in a different wavelength or what? Anyhow, I told you last week also that the tube that goes into the stomach has a little valve. You remember I told you that? It prevents food from coming up. But when you get nauseated, when you want to vomit, that valve's open up and you're able to. There are some people who can't vomit. Did you know that? There are some people who just cannot, they feel to vomit, but they just cannot vomit. I am one of those type of people. Hardly ever vomited. Hardly ever. That does not mean you don't feel bad, but some people just can't vomit. And some people, as you say the word before you say it, they vomit. Right, Dave? You know people like that? No. Oh, okay. So the H. pylori causes what is known as gastritis. You have heard of gastritis, right? So gastritis, anything with itis means inflammation. Inflammation of the stomach. And the inflammation of the stomach, one of the things that causes that inflammation is H. pylori. And what are the symptoms of gastritis? You get pain. And the pain is usually between, your rib cage, the end of your rib cage here, where you call it breastbone, sorry, not rib cage. The breastbone, you know where your breastbone is, you can feel it, right? Where the breastbone, the hard part, and your navel, if you still have a navel, whether it's an outie or an innie, it does not matter. You know what's an outie? You know what's an outie? You know what's an outie? No? When your navel is an outie, you don't know what it is? Do you know or you don't know? I'm asking a question. You don't know. So if you don't know what outie, then you can't know what is innie. Right? Outie is when the navel jumps out at you. It's called a hernia. You understand that? It's called out. It's jump out, called outie. If it's inside, it's called innie. So if the navel, between the navel and the breastbone, in the middle, you got me? In the middle, how come we have it now? Oh, thank God for Kudas.
From last week.
That's not the one I want, though. Look for gastritis. Kudas, can you come and help us here? Kudas? No, the gastritis part we can't get here. Okay. Anyhow, that's all you get? Okay, leave that there. Leave that. They leave, put it on big. You took it off.
No,
Okay, good. But I can't see it, so what's the point? I don't know what is up there because I can't read it from here. But anyhow, the pain is in the middle of the stomach. Now, I want you to understand this one. It is so important for you to understand this. Where is the pain? Between the end of your breastbone and your navel, in the middle. You got it? You got a pain there. They call it epigastric pain. Many people go to the emergency. They go to epigastric pain. They get to Maalox or to antacid. They go out back, and they drop down dead right outside the emergency department. Because you know what? It was never gastritis. It was coming from a what? A heart attack. A heart attack that occurs in the bottom part of the heart can reflect as if it's coming from your stomach. And the unwary doctor, unwary means U-N-W-A-R-Y, not U-N-W-E-A-R-Y. Unwary doctor, the one who is not careful enough to check that this might not be a pain that is arising from the stomach, but is a pain that is caused by the heart. This I want you all to understand. If nothing else you understand today, understand this one thing, that when you come pain in the stomach, in the middle, or just below the breastbone, and you think it's gastritis, so doc, I think I have gastritis, I have this pain here. When did it come on? Suddenly? Yes. What were you doing? I was shoveling snow. Well, that is right away tells you that that pain is coming from your, where? Heart. Because that is so important for all of you to know. When you go to the emergency and you have a pain that comes up suddenly in your stomach like that, and the doctor said, look, take 2 antacid and go home. You said, doctor, I was listening to a Pandit fellow, and he said, you should check my heart. That's all you got to tell him. You should check my heart out. He will never let you go unless you check your heart. Because he now will be afraid. Because if it go there and drop out, he'll be in big trouble. So I want you all to understand this. The pain that occurs in the stomach between your breastbone and your navel is not always gastritis, but it is coming from your heart. And what he does, the doctor will do then, he'll draw your blood. You see, the EC just don't show you anything. People say, oh, I went to the doctor, give me ECG, and all that, I went out, drop down dead. ECG does not reflect anything. Hardly ever. But they will draw your blood. And you tell them that, this Pandit fellow said, you should draw my blood and test, see whether I have a heart attack. I don't want to give you all these big long names. There's something called troponin. They will measure your blood troponin when you go into the hospital. And 8 hours or 6 hours after, they measure it again. And if it rises, it's usually the sign of a heart attack. You got it? So what I want you to understand today more than anything else, although the gastritis pain occurs in the pit of the stomach, if it occurs suddenly, or if you get it all the time also, it's a possibility that it can be coming from your heart. So epigastric pain, that's one of the symptoms. And the pain, the gastritis pain, sometimes gets worse with eating. Those who drink alcohol, it gets worse with alcohol. Those who smoke, it gets worse with smoking. And also, if you eat a lot of pepper, if you have gastritis, there are some people who can eat this whole tub full of pepper, nothing wrong with them. And some people can eat 1 pepper. But if the stomach is inflamed, please remember what I'm saying. If the stomach is inflamed, pepper can make it worse. And achar, especially hot achar. So epigastric pain, and then there may be severe and acute in case of bad type of gastritis, which I don't want to discuss that here. I just want you to understand the gastritis come from either too much acid or too little acid. Either or it may happen. Okay? So this is something that I want you to understand. But understand more clearly that if the pain occurs, you must try to rule out whether you have a heart disease or not. We'll have to kirtan and then I will continue.
राधे 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 बरसाने वाली राधे 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 बरसाने वाली राधे ओ राधे राधे राधे
हमारो धन राधा 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 राधा
हमारो धन राधा 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 राधा
ओ हमारो धन राधा 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 राधा
हमारो धन राधा 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 राधा
हमारो धन राधा श्री राधा श्री राधा
हमारो धन राधा श्री राधा श्री राधा
श्री राधे श्री राधे प्रेम राधे श्री राधे बोलो
श्री राधे प्रेम अगाधे श्री राधे
ओ प्रेमय गाधे
श्री राधे
प्रेमय गाधे
श्री राधे
ओ राधे श्री राधे प्रेम गाधे श्री राधे
श्री राधे प्रेम अगाधे श्री राधे
हमारो धन राधा श्री राधा श्री राधा
हमारो धन राधा श्री राधा श्री राधा
हमारो धन राधा 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 ओ हमारो धन राधा श्री राधा श्री राधा
मनवा राम नाम तू गाले मनवा राम नाम तू गाले मनवा राम नाम तू गाले सुमिरन सुमिरन कर ले सीतापति का
सुमिरन कर ले सीतापति का
मूरख अलग जगा ले मनवा राम नाम तू गाले मनवा राम नाम तू गाले क्या जाने तू प्रभु की माया इस पल धूप तो उस पल छाया क्या जाने तू प्रभु की माया इस पल धूप तो उस पल छाया अवसर ऐसा फिर ना मिलेगा अवसर ऐसा फिर ना मिलेगा जीवन सफल बना ले मनवा राम नाम तू गाले मनवा क्या देगी तू बलती माया कौन के धूप तो उस पल जाया क्या देंगी दुनिया दस रंगी क्या देंगे साथी संगी अवसर ऐसा फिर ना मिलेगा अवसर ऐसा फिर ना मिलेगा जीवन सफल बना ले मनवा मनवा राम नाम तू गाले राम सिया राम सिया राम जय जय राम
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 राम सिया राम जय जय राम राम सिया राम जय जय राम राम सिया राम जय जय राम सिया राम जय जय राम सिया राम जय जय राम
गीता ध्यान ओ पाठाय प्रतिबोधिता भगवता
नारायणेन स्वयं
व्यासेनागतितात्पुराणमुनिराम्
मध्ये महाभारतम्
अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणि भगवते
अष्टादशाध्यायिनी
अम्बा त्वामनुसन्ददामि भगवत्
गीते भवद्वेषिणी
नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धे
फुल्लारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्र
येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णा
प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमया प्रदीप
प्रपन्नपारिजाताय
स्तोत्रमेत्रे कपालये
ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय
गीतामृतदुहे नमः
सर्वोपनिषदो गावो
दुग्धा गोपालनन्दन
पाठो वत्स सुनिर्भुक्ता
दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत्
वसुदेवसुतं देवं
कंसचारूरमर्दनम्
देवकी परमानन्दं
कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरु
विश्वाद्रोणा तथा जया तथा जला
गान्धारनीलोत्पला
शय्याग्राहवते कृपेण वहरे
कर्णेन वेलाकुला
अश्वत्थामा विकर्णघोरमकरा
दुर्योधनावर्तिनी
श्रोतिर्ना खलु पाण्डवैरददधे
कैवर्तक केशव
पाराशर्या वचः सरोजममलम्
गीतार्थकन्दोत्कटम्
नानाख्यानककेसरं हरिकथा
सम्बोधनाबोधितम्
लोके सज्जनशतपदैरहरः
पीपीयमानमुदा
भूयद्भारतपङ्कजं कलिमलम्
प्रध्वंस्यं श्रेयसे
मूकं करोति वाचालं
भङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं
यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे
परमानन्दमाधवम्
यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुता
स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यै सवै
वेदैः साङ्गपरक्रमोपनिषदैः
गायन्ति यं सामगा
ध्यानावस्थिततर्गतेन मनसा
पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो
यस्याल्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणा
देवाय तस्मै नमः.
This morning I told you about the Sanskrit effect. This is all Sanskrit. If you want to increase your hippocampus or that area of cognitive, of this part which is responsible for cognitive aspect of the brain, read these Sanskrit shlokas. Sanskrit is so important for you. That is why our temple has always had Sanskrit chanting since we started here. We started with the Sanskrit chanting, and so many of you have picked it up a little bit. It's a very good thing. So let us remember I told you about the Sanskrit chanting this morning? Add faith in the Lord, and that gives you faith in the Lord. And the word to remember is hippocampus. That is it. They did MRI studies on Vedic priests who are chanting to show that the hippocampus, which is that area of cognitive memory, that cognitive aspect of the brain, that hippocampus is larger than people who do not do Vedic chanting. Researchers, not only in India, in America, places like Harvard, etc., has done those research. These are the things which you know about Hinduism. Chapter 7, verse 19. Bahunam janmanam ante
Bahunam janmanamante
Jnanavamanam prapadyate Jnanavanam
prapadyate
Vasudeva sarvam iti
Vasudeva sarvamiti
Samahatma sudurlabha.
Mahatma
This is
sudurlabha
a beautiful shloka. Bahunam janmanam ante. I don't know, can you see that Sanskrit? It is very small. I don't. Anyhow. Janmanam ante. This is Sanskrit. Ante means at the end. Janmanam means repeated birth and death. So, bahunam, many. Bahuna means many. Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavanamam prapadyate Vasudeva sarva iti Vasudeva sarvami iti Samahatma sudurlabha. So Vasudeva sarvam iti Samahatma sudurlabha. Samahatma sudurlabha, those great souls, durlabha, very difficult to find. Those great souls, what great souls? That after many, many births, bahunam janmana ante jnanavan mam prapadyate. Jnanavan mam prapadyate, who is full of knowledge unto me, prapadyate, and who surrenders to me. After many, many births, those who can surrender to me repeatedly, they will then go beyond the realm of this flesh and bone and live in the astral sphere for a long time until all the karmas are worked out. Then they are born again. Who are people like these? People like the tailor that I told you about, Parameshti, the tailor I spoke to you about this morning. Parameshti, who has that absolute faith in the Lord. That is what we, but besides the faith, we must try to be regular in our worship. Get up in the morning and hear the flute of Krishna. Shyama tere bansi, Shyama tere bansi pukare Radha naam. Shyama tere bansi pukare Radha naam. Log kare mera ko kyo hi badna. Log kare mera ko
यूं ही बदना
Shyama tere bansi, oh Shyama tere bansi, Shyama tere bansi, Shyama tere bansi pukare Radha naam. Shyama tere bansi pukare Radha naam.
लोग करे मेरा को यूं ही बदना लोग करे मेरा को यूं ही बदना
सावर के बंसी हो सावर के बंसी को बजने का
सावर की बंसी को
सावर के बंसी को बजने से काम राधा का भी श्याम वो तो मेरा
का विशाल राधा का विशाल वो तो मेरा का विशाल
श्याम तेरे बंसी
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Rama Hare Rama
Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare.
It's coming up to the Bhagavad, so we have to give it to see whether we like it or not.
चिंता करे बलाए हमारी, चिंता करे बलाए हमारी, इस माया जंजाल की। बलिहारी बलिहारी बोलो, बलिहारी नंदलाल की। बलिहारी बलिहारी बोलो,
बलिहारी नंदलाल की।
चिंता करे बलाए हमारे, चिंता करे बलाए हमारे, माया जंजाल की। बलिहारी बलिहारी बोलो, बलिहारी नंदलाल। बलिहारी बलिहारी बोलो, दशरथ नंद के लाल को। जिस मालिक ने जन्म दिया है, जिस मालिक ने जन्म दिया है, अन्न वस्त्र है बेदेवा। जिस मालिक ने जन्म दिया है, अन्न वस्त्र भी देवेगा। सिर ढकने हो छत बीवेगा, कबर हमारी लेवेगा। जिस सिर ढकने को छत बीवेगा, कबर हमारी लेवेगा। भजन करो निर्भय हो चिंता, भजन करो हो निर्भय हो चिंता। छोड़ो रोटी दाल की। बलिहारी बलिहारी बोलो, बलिहारी नंदलाल की। बलिहारी बलिहारी बोलो, बलिहारी नंदलाल। चिंता करे बलाय हमारी, चिंता करे बलाय हमारी, इस माया जंजाल की। बलिहारी बलिहारी बोलो, बलिहारी नंदलाल की। बलिहारी बलिहारी बोलो, बलिहारी नंदलाल की।
Hanuman Chalisa.
हमारी राम जी को राम राम,
कहियो जी हनुमान।
हमारी राम जी को राम राम,
कहियो जी हनुमान।
सीता राम राम राम, सीता राम राम राम, सीता राम राम राम,
Sita Ram Ram Ram, Sita Ram Ram Ram,
सीता राम 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 हनुमान।
हमारे राम जी को राम राम,
कहियो जी हनुमान।
हमारे राम जी को राम राम,
कहियो जी हनुमान।
Jai Guru Chara Saro Chara Jai.
निज मन मुकुर सुधार,
Ho ho, Balaram Raghavara Bimala Jaso.
शोदायक फल चार।
Ojjena Chara Janike,
सुमिरो पवन कुमार,
Balabodi Vidya Jai Ho Mohe.
हरु कलेश विकार। हमारे
राम जी को राम राम,
कहियो जी हनुमान।
हमारे राम जी को राम राम,
कहियो जी हनुमान।
Jai Hanuman Gyan Guru Sagar.
जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर,
Ramadode Baldava.
अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा।
Mahavir Vikram Bajrangi.
कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी,
Kanchana Bharata Viraj Sumesha.
कानन कुंडल कुंचित केशा।
Hata Madhur Dhata Virajai.
काने मूछन रेवो साजे,
शंकर सुवर केशरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन।
हमारे राम जी को राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान, हमारे राम जी को राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान।
विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर
राम काज करिबे को आतुर,
प्रभु चरण सुनिबे को रसिया।
राम लखन सीता मन बसिया,
सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा।
विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा,
देव रूप धरि असुर संहारे।
रामचंद्र के काज सवारे,
लाए सजीवन लखन जियाए।
श्री रघुवीर हर्ष उर लाए।
हे रघुपति कीनी बहुत बड़ाई,
तुम मम प्रिय भरत सम भाई।
सहस बरत बरोए सगावे, अस कई श्रीपति कंठ लगावे।
हमारे राम जी को राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान, हमारे राम जी को राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान।
सरकारिक प्रभारी मुनीषा,
नारद शारद सहित ईसा,
यम कुबेर कृपाल जहाते।
कवि कोविद कहि सके कहाते,
प्रभु उपकार सुग्रीव कीना।
राम मिलाए राजपद दीना,
सुबरो बंधु विभीषण वादा।
लंकेश्वर में सब जग जाना,
युग सहस्र योजन पर भानु।
लीलो ताई मधुर बल जानो,
प्रभु बोधिका बिलव कमाहि।
चल दिलांगी गए अचिर जनाई।
दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते, सुगमय रूप तुम्हारे तेते। हनुमान जी, हनुमान जी, हनुमान जी।
हमारे राम जी को राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान, हमारे राम जी को राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान।
राम द्वारे तुम रखवारे,
होत न आज्ञा फिर पैसारे,
सब सकल है तुम्हारी शरणा।
तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना,
आपन तेज सवारो आपै।
तीनों लोक हांकते कांपे,
भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे।
महावीर जप नाम सुनावे,
नाशय रोग हरै सब पीरा।
जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा।
शंकर से हनुमान छुड़ावे, मन कम बचन ध्यान जो लावे।
हमारे राम जी को राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान, हमारे राम जी को राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान।
सफल राम तपस्वी राजा,
जिनके काज सकल तुम साजा,
और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे।
सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे,
चारों युग प्रताप तुम्हारा।
है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा।
साधु संत के तुम रखवारे,
असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे,
अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता।
असबर दीन जानकी माता,
राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा।
सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा।
तुम्हारे भजन राम को भावे, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे।
हमारे राम जी को राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान, हमारे राम जी को राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान।
अंधकार रघुवर पुर जाए,
जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई,
और देवता चित्त धरई।
हनुमत से सर्व सुख करे,
सकल कटाई बचाई सब पीरा।
जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलवीरा।
जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई,
कृपा करो गुरुदेव की नाई,
जो सिद्ध बार पात कर कोई।
छूटे बन के महासुत होई,
जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा।
होई सिद्धि साखी गौरीशा।
तुलसीदास सराहर चेरा, श्री जयनाथ गई बहरेरा।
हमारे राम जी को राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान, हमारे राम जी को राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान। सीता राम राम राम, सीता राम राम राम, सीता राम राम राम, सीता राम राम राम, सीता राम राम राम,
हनुमान। सीता राम राम राम,
सीता राम राम राम, सीता राम राम राम, हनुमान। ओ सीता राम राम राम, सीता राम राम राम, सीता राम राम
और चराई संकट मंगल मूर्ति रूप। राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसवा।
सीता राम राम राम, सीता राम राम राम, सीता राम राम राम, हनुमान। सीता राम राम राम, सीता राम राम राम, सीता राम राम राम, हनुमान।
बोलो पवन सुत हनुमान की। We're going to meditation. We ask you to be as quiet as possible. Do meditation, please. प्रभु जी,
प्रभु जी
दया करो,
दया
मन में आन बसो तुम बिना लागे सुना, तुम बिना
लागे सुना,
खाली घट में प्रेम भरो,
खाली घट में प्रेम भरो।
प्रभु जी दया करो,
दया करो,
मन में आन बसो, तत्मंस पूजा नहीं जानू,
तंत्र मंत्र पूजा नहीं जानू,
मैं तो केवल तुमको ही मानू,
मैं तो केवल तुमको ही मानू।
सारे जग में ढूंढा तुमको,
सारे जग में ढूंढा तुमको,
अब तो आकर बहादुरू,
अब तो आकर बाहर धरो।
ओ प्रभु जी दया करो,
दया करो,
मन में आन बसो। Two pranayams and we go to silence. Let's talk to God in our silence. And let Him make us to become witnesses, sakshi, to this devastating world.
त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव वन्दनात् मृत्योर्मुक्षीयमामृतात्।
Asato ma sadgamaya Tamaso ma jyotirgamaya.
असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय
Mrityormaya mritamgamaya.
ॐ शान्ति 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 ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति
Bhakti ke deep jalao.
भक्ति के दीप जलाओ
जीवन को स्वर्ग बनाओ.
जीवन को स्वर्ग बनाओ
जरा से पीड़ मिटाओ.
अमृत रस बरसाओ ॐ शान्ति 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 ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति
जीवन को नित महकाओ.
जीवन को नित महकाओ
सब अवगुण को बिसराओ.
सब अवगुण को बिसराओ
हर संताप हटाओ.
नारायण को हर्षाओ ॐ शान्ति 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 ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति
ओम सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनापधेतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै. ओम शांति शांति शांति. सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्. ओम शांति शांति शांति. Hare Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Hare Om. Rub your hands together, put it over your face, and ask all that energy comes within you. Go right it onto your nervous system, help you to think properly, help you to walk properly, guide you properly. Ask Bhagavan to bless you. Today's Preeti's Board is sponsored by Ramraj family, celebrating graduation and 18th birthday of Ariana. Is she here? Yeah. Can you come, please? What? Come. She's a member of our youth group, so we sing happy birthday for her.
बार बार दिन ये आए बार बार दिन ये गाए तुम जियो हजारों साल ये मेरी है आरज़ू. Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday dear Nana, happy birthday to happy birthday dear Nana, happy birthday.
So she's a member of our youth group also, and we ask all youths, if you see this, to please join, make our youth group very strong. Is Jati here or she's gone? Oh, she's not here. If Jati, if you listen to me, you can come in. What else? We have a Bhagavad Katha starting on July 31st at 6 o'clock. If you want to help to the tent or sponsor, please contact Pandit Bhoj or Tej. Chronic skin disorders, seminar number 2 today from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. at the Ayurvedic Center. I think that is it. Guru Purnima is on Wednesday, 13th of July. On Guru Purnima Day, Lord Vishnu was installed in our temple. And he has brought so much luck to us, so much blessings. So in the morning we'll do Abhishek to Lord Vishnu. And then, of course, Guru Purnima. Is Jati not here? Like she got a black attack, but she can't go. Yesterday was Dev Shayani Ekadashi was yesterday. Beautiful puja was done. Next Ekadashi is again on Saturday, 23rd of July. Kamika Ekadashi, Devyani Ekadashi, and then please join us next. Jalaram Bapa's Satsang on Sunday, 31st of July, 4 p.m. From now we are putting that. Pradosh Puja, Monday, 25th of July. Katha I talked about. That's it. Is that right? That's it? Okay, Jati, you want to talk about the camp? I'll talk about the things you're giving out for lunch. What's you got?
Namaste all for all the people here and all the online viewers. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. I just want to remind all the people here today that we will be giving out tickets again. And we're doing this just to make sure that you all get a lunchbox before you leave. So get a ticket on your way out. Also, the camp would be starting this week, Monday to Friday. It's just 1 week. And it's a full camp, 124 campers. And we would like, your volunteer time. If you can do that, if you can come out 1 day, 2 days, or any time, please do so. We need all hands on deck.
Do we have yoga in the camp? Is there yoga in the camp?
We have stretching and exercise, a little bit of yoga.
Do you have yoga in the camp?
Yoga, yes.
You have yoga. That's what I asked you. I was stretching. After got yoga.
Okay, so the camp, but some of the activities are, yes, there will be prayers and mantras being recited, then yoga. We'll have the content and games and activities during the day.
Food.
And free lunch and 2 snacks are provided.
No, they pay. Guys are free.
So, so if you can help us, that would be great, and we're looking forward to a great camp.
Would you like some more volunteers to here? Or you have
Yes, I asked for volunteers, so if you can volunteer with the camp, please do so.
So if you can volunteer, you can take off, or if you need sick leave, you let me know. I will be giving you sick leave, but you can go to a GP for sick leave. What else? We have now our very important project, the marathon to raise funds. And I'll ask Roy to talk about it. I want to tell you this marathon is to raise funds for the dialysis clinic. And the dialysis clinic is doing extremely well. We are opening up a new dialysis clinic in Parika. You know where Parika is, Natarajan? Right. So we'll go to Parika and we'll service people on the West Coast, the East Bank of Essequibo, West Bank of Essequibo, Pomeroon, Bartica, Hog Island. Can you imagine that? There's an island called Hog Island. Hog Island, Wickenham, Leguan, all those people, if they have, they can come there. So it will be a very, very big thing for us. So I'm asking Roy to talk about the marathon which he and his daughter has proposed on the 16th of October. Let us all, it's very easy sell. You get a sponsor, he'll tell you how to do it, and ask people to sponsor, and he'll tell you how much money we have raised so far. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Baba. Namaste to everyone, our devotees and friends and family that are joining us virtually, and of course, everyone in person. As Baba said, I'm very pleased to report that the marathon initiative is up and running. Sorry for the pun, but in more ways than one. As I speak, there are participants that we sign up that are probably out there and they're getting ready for the marathon, either training in their walks or they're running or they're fundraising. To bring the point home, we are going to feature some of our participants, and we'll do this on a weekly basis if Baba permit, because it will not take very long. So could I ask if I can ask you to basically pull up
it's up there.
Yeah,
It's there.
the next one could I ask? Okay.
Oh.
So as you could see, to lead the way, we have Dr. Dubé.
Do I have a wheelchair there or something?
No. Could I ask? No, I'd like Dr. Dubé as a participant, please. Okay. So, Dr. Dubé, there is an option for everyone, as Dr. Dubé said. And the key here is that there's an in-person option and there's a virtual option. And through these participants that I'm featuring, you will get the point as to how you could participate. So Dr. Dubé, as a participant, will be doing it in person, 5 kilometers, on October 16th in downtown Toronto at the waterfront. So congratulations, Dr. Dubé.
I'll be doing my 5 kilometers on the 16th downtown.
Okay, so I will encourage you, if you're so inclined to be able to do 5 kilometers in person, please join Dr. Dubé and the team. The other participant that I want to feature, just so you understand how this works. And it happens to be my sister, Doris Ramdin. If you recall, when we had the Yagna, she was sitting probably about 50 feet away from where I'm standing. We tried to get her up to come and garland her. I could not get her to walk up here to do that. But she heard about a marathon, and it's something basically that's a purpose for her. It gives her motivation. She wants to do it, so the way she's going to do it, and you see a picture of her there, every day she's walking 300 feet down the street from where they live with her walker. She's walking 300 feet back over 20 or 21 days. She will complete 5 kilometers. So she's in Ajax. So for those that are listening online from Winnipeg or Montreal or Guyana or the US, if you would like to join us, you could also do it virtually. And you could do it from wherever you are, and you could do it over the period of September 16th and October 16th. Now, reach out to us, go to our website, give me a call, give Jayanti a call, Radharani, we will explain it to you further. And the beauty about this as well is that she's doing the walk. She is not experienced in doing the social media work, so our family, our grandchildren, and our children are all basically working with her, so it becomes a family event. So you could see the power of basically what we're doing. And don't get me wrong, we are not asking folks to basically, go in your pocket and donate money. The principle of this is, as Baba said in his medical corner, we are encouraging an active lifestyle. So you could see my sister basically, having an active lifestyle through this inspiration. The last one that I want to highlight is a person from Virginia, USA, that I happened to sign up. Sister Shirley, I signed up about 2 Fridays ago, and in 4 days, she raised $2,000. $2,000. And again, the way she has done it, our children are sending out the social media, but she is calling people on the phone, saying, here's what I'm doing. She's so inspired. She's so joyous about what she's doing. It's a cause that she's running for. So if we have elders in our family, don't say that they cannot do it. If you're young, you could do it. If you're old, you can do it. You guys, just before I go, you would remember Terry Fox on April 12th, 1980. On one leg, he set out to run across Canada for a cause, and it was basically to build the awareness for cancer. So what we're doing here, we have a cause. We have a beautiful cause in Ghana that Baba started, and we are basically doing what? We are running for dialysis. So think of it that way. And so with that, I encourage you, come and talk to us, and please join us and sign up and be part of this wonderful event. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Roy. A wonderful job. That is all by all. Aarti.
Om Jai Jagadish Hare Swami Jai Jagadish Hare Bhakt Jano ke sankat Das Jano ke sankat Jan mein dur kare Om Jai Jagadish Hare Jo
पूछा प्रभु बिन और न दूजा आश करूं मैं किसकी ओम जय जगदीश हरे तुम पूरन परमात्मा तुम अंतर्यामी स्वामी तुम अंतर्यामी पार ब्रह्म परमेश्वर पार ब्रह्म परमेश्वर तुम सबके स्वामी ओम जय जगदीश हरे तुम करुणा के सागर तुम पालन करता स्वामी तुम पालन करता मैं मूर्ख खल कामी मैं सेवक तुम स्वामी कृपा करो भरता ओम जय जगदीश हरे तुम करुणा के सागर तुम पालन करता तुम हो एक अगोचर सबके प्राणपति स्वामी सबके प्राणपति किस दया में किस विध मिलो दया में तुमको मैं कुमति ओम जय जगदीश हरे दीन बंधु दुख हरता ठाकुर तुम मेरे स्वामी रक्षक तुम मेरे अपने हाथ उठाओ अपने शरण लगाओ द्वार परम तेरे ओम जय जगदीश हरे विषय विकार मिटाओ पाप हरो देवा स्वामी शोक हरो देवा श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ाओ श्रद्धा प्रेम बढ़ाओ संतन की सेवा ओम जय जगदीश हरे बोलो तन मन धन सब है तेरा स्वामी सब कुछ है तेरा तेरा तुझको अर्पण प्याला है मेरा ओम जय जगदीश हरे
ॐ त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देवदेव ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ देवः शान्तिरन्तरिक्षगुं शान्ति पृथिवी शान्तिरापः शान्तिरोषधयः शान्तिः वनस्पतयः शान्तिर्विश्वे देवाः शान्ति ब्रह्म शान्ति सर्वगुं शान्ति शान्तिरेव शान्ति समा शान्तिरेधि गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। बोलिए श्री महालक्ष्मी विष्णु जी भगवान की जय, महालक्ष्मी नरसिंह भगवान की जय, श्रीदेवी भूदेवी सहित श्री तिरुपति बालाजी भगवान की जय। धर्म की जय हो, अधर्म का नाश हो, प्राणियों में सद्भावना हो, विश्व का कल्याण हो। हर हर महादेव। शंभो